Hey guys, this is Night Flame, and today, guys, I'll be giving you a review for A-Force issue number 8. This is written by Kelly Thompson, with art by Paulo Siqueira and Rachel Rosenberg doing the coloring. So I will give you my thoughts on the book, but first I'll give you a spoiler-filled summary. So spoilers will start from now on. So let's get started. So I'll give you my summary for this book. So the comic book starts off with it's the same scene that we've seen several times. It's where She-Hulk dies. And this is shown through, like, I guess it's kind of a different outlook on it. We see the different roles that the A-Force team members played and how Jennifer actually died. And it turns out she didn't die by the missile, which we all thought she did. But it turns out that Thanos kind of delivered the punch that, kind of left her in a coma. So that was an interesting revelation. I always thought it was the missile, which never made sense. So I'm glad that Kelly Thompson took the time and was like, okay, so the missile didn't make sense. Let's elaborate it a little bit. So that was interesting, and we see how the whole A-Force team deals with it, and I thought it was interesting. They were all doing like very sad about it, especially Nico, and this was a very Nico heavy focused issue. We see Misty Knight kind of drop by and being like, you know what, I give you all my respect. And all my, like, how do you say, like, she feels bad for that this happened, and she hopes that they can get better emotionally. And yeah, that's what happens. And like, She-Hulk is laying in her coma, Captain Marvel decides to be the asshole that she's been portrayed in this Civil War debacle, and she's like, okay, well, we're gonna have to arrest Nico because Ulysses just told me that she will kill someone called I forgot her name. Allison? Is it Allison? I forgot. Who is it? But yeah, so she decides to arrest Nico. And then Dazzler, who disagrees with this whole thing, she decides to tell Nico that she's about to get arrested. So Nico kind of battles Captain Marvel. She escapes. Medusa is totally in Captain Marvel's side, and we know this because she has Ulysses in her possession. And yeah, Alice, not Allison, Alice. She's gonna kill someone called Alice. So Nico escapes, and she goes into this town that's been overrun by bugs. She meets I forgot her name, Elsa Bloodstone, and she completely teams up with Elsa to kind of like go to the safe house where she meets the parents of, you guessed it, Alice. And it turns out that Alice has been missing, and they don't know where she's at. So that's where the issue ends. And at the end, Captain Marvel and Medusa show up being like, okay, Nico, it's time for you to be put under arrest. So what did I think about this issue of A-Force issue number 8? I thought that this book had a different and kind of interesting outlook on Civil War number 2. Definitely a lot of books kind of have the same theme to it, and it's kind of boring seeing, like, they have the banner, it's the Civil War tie-in, but they only tie in because Ulysses has a vision, and the vision is like, okay, something's gonna happen with the titular character of this book. We've seen it in Empowerment in Iron Fist, where Ulysses is like, okay, Iron Fist is gonna get arrested. We've seen it in like different books. I forgot what else. Miss Marvel, something about her. I don't know. I forgot about that one. But yeah, so it's been the same plot line, just used in different books. So I thought it was kind of different that we saw it in A-Force, and it makes sense because Captain Marvel is a team member for this team, and so is Medusa. So it was interesting seeing the battle lines kind of being drawn, especially how Singularity is like, you know what, I'm not sure who to choose. At the end, she chooses Nico because that's her best friend, but she's not really choosing Nico because of what she believes. So it was interesting. I liked it. Definitely, it was an interesting, like I said, outlook. Especially, my favorite part had to be how they elaborated on Jen being shot in the chest with a cannon and Dad not being able to kill her, but Thanos kind of putting her in a coma. So that was interesting. And the negatives, though, I have to lay the negatives. I thought that the voice for this book has always been constantly the same, but the artwork has changed, and that just completely does not make it a very, I don't know how to say it, a very consistent book, because Jorge Molina drew the first story arc. I thought that gave this book a fun tone. Then we had Ben Caldwell, which gave it an even more fun tone because he's a cartoonist, so he gave it a different tone, which I thought was nice. I thought Caldwell and Thompson worked with each other really well. But this time around, we have Paulo Siqueira doing the art, and he replaces Caldwell. And yeah, the art was definitely different. It was more like very descriptive art, very not descriptive, but more in detail. And I thought it did not match the tone of the book. I wasn't a big fan of it, but I know some other people might, especially the way they drew Captain Marvel's hair. But yeah, I'm probably not gonna continue this series. This is a very, I don't know how to explain it. For me, this is a very like definitive issue. Like, thanks to this, the team will break, and there probably won't be an A-Force book after this story arc is over because they are all conflicted. They're not gonna come at the end and be like, "Oh yes, I'm sorry, I apologize to you." They're gonna end to this. This whole story arc will definitely end the team. So yeah, this will be the final story arc, and I'm not gonna be at the end to watch it because I just don't think that there was enough for me to pick up the next issue. Even though we had some really definitive moments in here, I just don't think that there was a lot for me to go like, oh yes, I'm interested. I thought the Bug storyline as well was a little bit out there, and I just wanted the whole team to get against each other, be like, okay, I don't agree with you, I don't agree with you as well, and kind of battle each other probably. But bringing Elsa Bloodstone, I thought that was a little bit weird. In the whole Bug thing, that was definitely weird. But yeah, I'll give this 7 out of 10. I thought it was very solid, but I will not continue picking it up. And I think you should. If you're a big fan of this book and the characters, then definitely continue picking it up. It's just for me, my pull list has increased and I have to make cuts, and this will definitely be one of them. So pick it up. I think it's a solid book, but if you have a lot of things to buy, this could be skippable. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you like this video. Also subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so, and have a great day, guys.